Today, we are going to make some grass. No, I'm not in Colorado, so it's not going to be that kind of grass. It's our techniques that are so simple and sensible, your mowers will practically build themselves.
Hello folks, it's Mad Dog Merv. Welcome to the Kit Hoarder's Stash. Today I've got a car model, probably the last one for a while, because I got a lot of tanks back here too. But this one, I'm sure a lot of you guys have built it, and if not, I know you've seen it. But this is one of the best kits you can have, in my opinion, if you are a builder of Fords. Okay, this is the MPC The Cat. And this kit got its origination, oh man, back 1970, there was a 70 Cougar annual release that had most of the chassis and whatnot from this. So I have a resin body that I used on one of these. Fits perfect, everything's great. This is actually a great kit. The AMT 69, not so much, which I've looked at that before. Reviewed that before. This is a much better kit, so let's get into it and take a look at it. There's your parts breakdown, and two engine options, which we'll talk about in a moment, but some other really cool stuff in here, so let's take a look. This is one of those kits that I always have to have one laying around. I've built at least 3 or 4 like this, but I've built several more for the chassis and other parts that are in here are just amazing for some of the other builds. So let's start out with the chrome tree. They killed a plastic tree for this, I can tell. A lot of plastic here. This one, I believe this re-release was just this last year, so it's nice to have it back out again. But here you go. Really nice looking grill. Really nice looking wheel covers, stock wheel covers. Not sure what that is. I've never seen that one before on the kit. These chrome pieces, I guess we'll see in the destructions. But these funky side pipes. But looks like you got 351 valve covers, and you got Boss 429 valve covers. Cool. I mean, it'd be nice to have a regular 429 because these never had a Boss in them, but still. And then these custom rims here, which are, okay. In my opinion, I'm not a big fan of them, but they're okay. Chrome alternator, carburetor, the usual suspects that shouldn't be chromed, but they are. The body is really nice on this. Really crisp and clean. I don't know how they keep this mold so good, because a lot of these old AMT in particular, but some of the MPCs too, just are full of flash, and this one, no. It looks great. The engraving on the pillars here are great. Got the raised Cougar right there. It's really good. I love how they've put, so the chassis and interior are also packaged in with this. Here's your chassis. Notice nothing molded in here, so your front and rear suspension are all something that you have to build, which is really, really cool. And your interior tub, which is 71, 72, 73, had this, so it's not going to do you a whole lot of good. I don't even think it'll work. No, because the Mustang is different that year. So, but it's really nice for this particular kit. Put it back in here. Okay, this kit has has my favorite tires in the whole widest world. That's what it has. Has the BF Goodrich radial TAs with the more modern pattern from the 80s. Awesome. Yeah, these are beautiful. Beautiful. They white letter up really nice. There's 4 of those, and you know, they're fairly good sized. So, but it also comes with these in this particular kit. So again, this is the latest release that Round 2's put out. Let's go here. I think it's Round 2 put this out. I think it said that on the box. Didn't it say that on the box? Oh, it just says Retro MPC Deluxe. So anyway, but pad printed white walls that are not bad on their own. So, you know, decent choice of tires here if you're going for the stock look or the custom look. Taillights and glass. A big bag of parts. Okay, there we go. Yeah, this is going to be very helpful for some other builds I'm doing. So here's the cool part. This comes with a convertible top with a convertible boot, which is really cool. You can use that for a bunch of different things. But again, this is from the 70, the 70 seasonal kit, left over from that. And that's what mine was a 70 convertible. It was resin, but turned out great. Exhaust. Nice seats. Here are your wheel backs, your steering wheel, and your headrests. And then, let's see, we have engine parts. So we've got this little badge here that goes in this little stand. I better turn it the right way up. There you go. Paints up really nice. I've painted a few of them. They're really neat. You've got headers. These are part of the wheels. Your fan, stock air cleaner, oil breathers, distributor, your block halves, your heads. That's got to be for the 429, the Boss 429. Anyway, and that very interesting intake right there. Very interesting. Okay. Looks like we're at the end of our plastic here. I'll show you the best parts of this kit. So, you got this big thing here, and I don't know what the heck that is. It's not a gas tank. It's got like crinkles in it, so I don't know. But nice little hood scoop. Here's your wheel backs. Your I want to call them torsion arms. They aren't. They're in the engine compartment. They're the arms, the braces. Thank you. A separate radiator that's really nice. But look at this. Yeah, you get a decent engine compartment. I've taken these and I've used them in the that GT500 kit. In fact, my friend Pete's Model Car Customs, is currently building one of those old nasty GT500 kits. This is a great engine compartment for that particular kit. So very nice detail here on the dashboard, and a whole nother engine. How about that? This one has a decent intake on it. Here's your 351 heads. Look at this. You've got pulleys for multiple things like power steering, which is what you should have. Really cool. This hose here, I think this is for emissions, but yeah, kind of neat. Stock exhaust, and then you've got transmission and a stock air cleaner for that 351. But these nice wide back wheel backs. Aha, see, there were 4 of the other kind, and there's these 2 big ones here. Means I could put bigger tires on there. That's kind of cool. Here's your hood. It does have the cutout for the scoop if you want to use it, but a pretty decent rendition of a 9-inch rear end. It is connected to the leaf springs, and they look a little, I don't know, they look a little undersized to me as far as their width. Maybe I'm wrong, but at least it's a decent 9-inch rear end. How about that? Good battery, and oof, my front end is all, look at this. My front end is all skiwampus there. The torsion rods and the sway bar. So, okay, that's all of the plastic. Let's look at the destructions. So the stock 428 Cobra jet, so that's what it's calling it. Okay, it looked to me like a 351, but okay, whatever. So the stock 428 Cobra jet. Okay. At least we get a 428 Cobra jet. How about that? Or you could build the 429, but you only get one transmission. And then here's your option for your tires and wheels. Your front end actually goes together pretty easy. Your interior goes together real easy. There's not a whole lot to it. It's just the painting, if you want to paint it up right. Your rear end and your exhaust. And then you're throwing your engine in, your headers. Here's your engine compartment. And then some of the body parts, and it shows when to put your engine compartment in and all that other fun stuff. And your front end. And then your custom parts, and then your decal placement. Pretty cool. I mean, just very basic, good old-fashioned MPC decals, and it's actually a pretty easy build. Definitely spend more time painting, I think, than you do building on this one. And like I said, it builds into a beautiful, beautiful car. But it's all those other cool things that I could use on other kits that I like. Okay. So they've redone the decals a little bit here. You've got these running cats here. You've got this custom black and white stripe here. The cat. You've got Cougar script, which is great. You've got gauges, which is great. You've got your speedometer in that, which is even better. Cougar XR7, if you want to build the XR7 version. Mercury, here's your 428 for your air cleaner, and these are the badges that go up on the side rear. Yeah, those are really neat to have. Even though these are raised, you'd have to put a bit of Solvaset or something on there, but that shouldn't be a problem. So anyway, I bought this because of the parts. If I do actually build the car itself, it'll more than likely be curbside, because again, I've built enough of these with the open hood and all the other cool stuff. I like this engine compartment for other projects. And the fact that you've got a couple of decent engines. Great tire and wheel combos here. These radial TAs, I think I know where they're going to wind up. I think it has to do with the word Torino. I think, but I'm not 100% sure yet. We will see. All right, folks. Well, thank you for joining us today. Hope you enjoyed this review of the Cat, and we'll see you again in a few weeks. Bye now.